Good morning and welcome to Fox 32 Sunday. I'm political editor Mike Flannery. We have a jam-packed show this morning, so we'll get right to it. Our first guest, U.S. Representative Aaron Schock, a Republican from Peoria. Congressman Schock is part of the new House Republican leadership on Capitol Hill in D.C. Just named a senior deputy whip by Congressman Steve Scalise. So congratulations on that. And
thank you.
What opened the door for you here was the fact that Eric Cantor was defeated. What's the lesson of Cantor's defeat? I think seems to depend on who's looking and what they want to see.
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all politics is local, and no matter what position you arrive at out in Washington, D.C., you got to remember the 700,000 people back home that gave you the job, and clearly a good number of them felt he was out of touch and wanted to go with someone else. Second, they have a very, very peculiar primary there because their governor just got elected in November. Presidential cycle is not going on right now. So the only thing on the ballot was Eric Cantor's race for Congress.
Was it a win for the Tea Party?
And so, yeah, I mean, it was a win for those people who do not like the Republican leadership in Washington, D.C. It was certainly a win for Democrats who showed up in record number to vote in the Republican primary against Eric Cantor. So it was kind of a coalescing of all kinds of forces that wanted to do him in, and the thing that they were able to take advantage of is he wasn't back in his district very much because he was running around the country.
Does the Republican Party, and now that you're a deputy whip and part of the leadership, does the leadership need to move to the right? Do you need to become more confrontational with President Obama?
No, I don't think so. I think we need to continue to stand our ground as we have, continue to talk about conservative principles and why freedom and liberty is better than big government. Why empowering individuals over the state is better for the people we represent. And that's what I think we're all about. Eric Cantor's defeat was unique to that congressional district. This was not a nationwide election. This was not a repudiation of the Republican House. And last week, we held elections for a new leadership, a new majority leader, a new whip. And we're going to head into this November's election very strong.
Why did you not back the previous whip,
deputy whip?
The deputy whip, Peter Roskam,
sure.
Trying to become whip. He's your fellow Illinoisan.
Sure. There's a competition between three people for the whip's position. And just like when you and I go to the polls, we vote for the person we think is going to do the best job, the person who's strongest for the position. He might not be your neighbor, he might not go to the same church as you, but it may be the person that you think is the best qualified. And ultimately, of the three candidates, I thought Steve Scalise was the most qualified. It was a three-way race.
What's it mean for Illinois that you are, and what's it mean for Peoria and downstate that you're now in a sense, the top-ranking Republican in the House from Illinois?
It just simply means that I have a seat at the leadership table, and my voice will maybe be heard a little bit louder.
And you're on Ways and Means, a powerful committee.
That's right. So I guess your listeners can decide, or viewers can decide what that means. But obviously, for the Ways and Means Committee, Illinois is, Chicago is one of the big economic hubs of the country. Tax policy, trade policy are what happened on the Ways and Means Committee. And so I spent a lot of time up here trying to understand how I can advocate for the entire state.
We may have some executives from Boeing watching. We may, back in your hometown, Caterpillar. These are all big exporters. They sell a lot overseas. They use the Export-Import Bank. And Kevin McCarthy and other Republican leaders in the House are saying, let's kill that bank.
Well, I think
good idea, bad idea.
I think many of us do not like the idea of the federal government subsidizing transactions. Okay, and the XM Bank is a form of a subsidization of large international
so it sounds like
purchases.
You want to kill it?
No. What I am for is for putting American companies on a level playing field, and every one of our economic trading partners around the world have a similar banking system similar to XM. In their regions for large purchases. You aren't going to go to your local Northern Trust Bank in Chicago and get a loan for $5 billion to buy a bunch of Boeing airplanes or a couple $100 million to buy Caterpillar tractors. You have to go
to
Boeing
sell these jets to Air Kenya or to some Japanese airline, they actually get the financing from this Export-Import Bank.
Correct. So all of our trading partners have similar banking systems in their government, and so for us to kill or get rid of the XM Bank unilaterally is paramount to unilateral disarmament in a trading war. So what Congress did last cycle, 2 years ago, was reauthorize XM Bank and give instructions to the Treasury Department and the federal government to negotiate with its trading partners to everybody say, no more federal
Dream
banks,
on
if you
about
will.
that, huh?
But if that doesn't happen, I think we have to continue with a similar bank.
Let's get local.
Yep.
You had been at odds with Bruce Rauner. You were not happy with, you had a sense that he was somehow behind some ads that were very critical of you that ran in Peoria, and yet you guys now, I saw the selfie of you and Bruce Rauner down in Bloomington. You had breakfast? What's going on there?
Look, I said on primary night, I'm going to help the Republican ticket up and down the ballot. That goes for Bruce Rauner, for Jim Oberweis, for Tom Cross, for Judy Bart Topinka. I'm going to try and help Republicans win statewide in Illinois because, God forbid, Democrats continue to run the entire state. We're going to continue down the path that we're headed, which is not a good one. And certainly the competition between Pat Quinn and Bruce Rauner isn't even a fair competition. There's not even a comparison between those two men in terms of who would do a better job. Hands down, bar none, Bruce Rauner is better qualified, has the right ideas, is a principled person on the right issues, and I'm going to do everything I can between now and November to help him.
You're still a young guy. Would you like one day to be governor of Illinois? The last time you were here, you talked about potentially running for governor.
Someday I'd like to retire, but not right now. So look, I'm a big believer that you can't control what opportunities are in front of you. All you can control are the decisions that you make with those opportunities. I've got an awesome opportunity right now in Congress. I've been given an additional role as a senior deputy whip. I'm going to maximize that opportunity for my constituents, for the state of Illinois. And if opportunities down the road present themselves, I might look at them. But look, I hope Bruce Rauner wins. I'm going to do everything I can to help him. And whoever wins in November will be there for the next 4 years. And our state cannot take 4 more years. We're in bad shape. We're in bad shape.
Aaron Schock, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on that new post in the Republican leadership on Capitol Hill. When we come back, scandal about a $55 million anti-violence program keeps dogging Governor Quinn, but Bruce Rauner has his own recurring questions to answer. How his daughter got into Peyton Prep. We'll look at all of that next. This is Fox 32 Sunday.